This month I am going to share information with you on 3 topics, but I will go more in depth with each of these 3 topics. You have probably heard or read about this. The Iowa Department of Education informed school superintendents in December that the Department of Education would no longer automatically grant waiver requests to start school early. The law requires that school shall begin no sooner than a day during the calendar week in which the first day of September falls. If the first day falls on a Sunday, school may begin on a day during the calendar week which immediately precedes the first day of September. This law has been on the books since 1985, but until now, a school district could obtain a waiver by holding a public hearing and provide the DE with board meeting minutes documenting the fact that a hearing was held. There were only 2 out of 338 school districts in Iowa this year that did not obtain an early start waiver. The waiver opportunity still exists, but the criteria established by the DE will be exceedingly difficult to achieve. We will not submit a waiver for an early start. That will mean that the earliest date that classes can begin next school year is August 31st. During the last legislative session, the legislature passed a law allowing schools to have either a day's calendar or an hours calendar with a minimum of 1,080 hours. The administration is studying the issue of days versus hours and hope to present a calendar to the school board at either the February 16th or the March 2nd meeting for the board to consider. The school board, the administrative team, and the architects have had a couple of planning sessions discussing possible future facility improvements. We have discussed improving safety security at the high school. Those of you who are familiar with the high school know that there is not a direct line of sight from the administrative office area to the front entrance. So one of the considerations is to somehow address that issue. We have also talked about renovating the current auditorium at the middle school, building a new transportation building bus parking lot. We have also talked about creating an area on the visitors' side bleachers on the football field that would have locker rooms, concession area, public restrooms, and PE spaces. Perhaps similar kinds of uses as we currently use the PE athletic building for now. The PE athletic building is that metal building directly south of the football field track area. We have also talked about building a new auditorium at the high school. Other projects that will need to be done include improvements around the pool, new bleachers and a new floor at the Titan Hill Gym, and the replacement of the track within the next 3 to 5 years. The majority, if not all of these projects, could be funded with the state sales tax revenue. The revenue is based upon resident enrollment. We currently receive around $2 million a year. This legislation is scheduled to sunset in 2029 unless the legislature takes action to extend this legislation. This has been a huge benefit for school districts in allowing us to improve our facilities without using property tax dollars. Every 5 years, the Department of Education does an on-site accreditation school visit. We have such a visit coming up later this month, February 24th, 25th, and 26th. There will be a team of folks made up from the DE and other Iowa school personnel. These folks will review various documents, make sure that we are in compliance with Chapter 12 requirements, and interview school employees and other LC patrons, gathering perceptions of our school district. The DE will later provide us with a copy of their findings. We've had a rather mild winter thus far. I am very fine with that. We are hoping that the groundhog doesn't see a shadow on Monday, February 2nd. You know, if he sees a shadow, we will have 6 more weeks of winter. And I don't think he's ever been wrong. See you in March.